I don't know anything else except hospitality. I've worked my whole life in this industry. So I think there's definitely a situation where as you get older, the core of what you're in love with is still the same, but you fall in love with a different perspective side of it. You probably didn't give a shit about the numbers when you were younger, but now...
Now that's the main thing.
That's the thing that gets you hard, right?
Yeah. Especially if the numbers are very good.
Welcome to another episode of Bar Talks. We are in Amaro Bar in Kensington, London, with the fabulous Elon Soddu. We properly hung out for the first time in Phoenix, and since then it's always been kind of a conversation, and now here we are in London finally having a conversation. You are Sardinian.
Yes.
Which is not real Italian, it's Sardinian, they're different.
It is.
You have been in London now for how long?
About 13 years.
13 years?
Yes.
Before Amaro Bar, what have you done?
When I started to work in bars in London, I think it was around 2013, when I started to take this job a little bit more seriously.
Yes.
Because I came in London for a different reason. So, you know, I told you yesterday a bit about my DJing and producer background.
We'll go back to that.
That was the reason why I came over here to London. But then obviously I needed a job and I started to work as a bar back in a bar which is called the Blue Bar. Part of my team there was previous opening team of the Savoy Hotel. So I always had this Savoy Hotel rumor in my ears, you know. Mm-hmm. I think I worked in the Blue Bar for about a year and a half, and after I moved on, I did an opening of this fine dining Vietnamese restaurant, which was called the House of Ho. I think I stayed there about a little bit less than a year, and then I've been called by Kyle Wilkinson to start to work at the Savoy.
Nice.
This was 2000 and early 2016, if I'm not wrong.
And then 2016 to 2020 was the Savoy.
Savoy, yes.
Perfect.
2021.
Proud.
Yeah.
Proud. Oh, all the way till 21?
Yes.
And then the Amaro journey started.
And then Amaro journey started completely randomly, yes.
You mentioned something great, which is DJing and music production.
Yes, that was my goal.
Most bartenders don't have a lot of, outside of bartending, they're super focused on bartending.
Yes.
You are a music producer and a DJ.
Yes, not as much as before, but I still do some music. I don't really have as much time as I used to, but yeah, I still do like 1-2 tracks every month.
But you're involved in the community?
Not yet, a little bit, not as much as before though.
And would you be willing to share some tracks with anybody who watches this interview?
Yeah, so we can probably put a link on the description, yeah.
For one of your aliases?
Yes, the last one is Disconnect, which is drum and bass. That's the latest track like I did like last month. I think I did 5 tracks with this alias.
Would you say you're an Italian bartender or would you say you're a London bartender?
I would say I'm a London bartender.
Right.
I never had much contact with the Italian bartender industry until probably when I started the Amaro project. Probably one of the reasons is because Italian bar community started to be like very big in the past 5 years.
Okay.
I think. So before, yes, we had very good bars, but I think in the last 5 years, like we see like Italy going very, very well. Like there's some very great bars. I believe that industry in Italy have a lot to give now because they develop a lot the drink culture, I would say.
Sometimes people think that if they come to London, it's this magical heaven place where everything is amazing, everything is perfect, money grows on trees, you're going to have a better quality of life or whatever. But I have heard from many people who've moved here that is 100% the first big culture shock. What was it like coming here?
I think I was 27, 26. You know, my English was crap. So the only job I could really do was like polishing glasses. So first of all, like language barrier was huge for me. Also like London is crazy expensive. The good thing that happened after pandemic was that the salaries for hospitality people increased quite a lot. Now everything in triple, yeah, salary is triple and also the rent is triple. So which takes you back to what you started.
Success. Nothing's changed.
Nothing changed.
When I was bartending in Scotland before moving to Amsterdam, coming to London, sometimes you had this attitude. Some of the bartenders here, they'd be like looking down on you if you're not from London. Did you get that?
I don't think I lived this.
You didn't have this situation?
No, I don't think so. No, actually, wherever I worked,
Italian privilege.
I mean, whenever I worked in London, I always felt like I was very welcomed. We never thought probably like, oh, this person here works in a bar, but this level is not as good as mine.
You had a good school.
I think I did at a very good school. I think that is one of the reasons why I choose this job. Mm-hmm. I do believe if I would have went somewhere else, which is not London, I might not have take this path.
What is the best thing about bartending? What do you love about bartending?
The first thing that made me fall in love about bartending was hospitality. Hosting the guests, speaking with the people, interactions, that was the first thing. Then that changed a little bit and I became a little bit more of a nerd. So making drinks, creating ingredients. Then when I kind of, for a reason or another, stopped making drinks because obviously my job here is different. Now what I love of this industry is when I run the bar, make sure everything works fluid, where everything goes well, the team is happy, the numbers are going well. I still enjoy to work behind the bar sometimes, but I don't have any more that strength of holding a bar for 10 hours,
I know exactly what you mean. I think that I don't know anything else except hospitality. I've worked my whole life in this industry. So I think there's definitely a situation where as you get older, the core of what you're in love with is still the same, but you fall in love with a different perspective side of it, right? I think that's what you're talking about, right? You probably didn't give a shit about the numbers when you were younger, but now
that's the main thing.
That's the thing that gets you hard, right?
Yeah. That's the thing, especially if the numbers are very good.
Every single bar owner has a unique bar ownership story. You keep saying that you became a bar owner accidentally. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes, that is actually very true. Basically, I left the Savoy in May 2021. That's when I left after almost 7 years. 6-7 years. I didn't have a plan. Obviously, the money were not a lot, so I had to work anyway. So I started to work as a private bartender for birthdays, parties, this kind of thing.
Yes.
I went to work as a bartender in this private, in this birthday of these two Irish people, which are now still my guests nowadays. And there was only one Italian guest. So he came to me and we had a little chat and he was telling me, oh, look, I'm on my 60th crisis. So I'm almost 60 and I want to do something different. And he was like, what would you like to do? I would like to open a bar. I have a space, I have a space in Kensington and I would like to open a bar, but I have no idea how to open a bar. And I told him oh, look, I know how to open a bar, but I don't have any money for open a bar. So with your money and my idea, we would open an amazing bar. And funny enough, I think after 4 months, we opened Amaro.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
literally, randomly.
What's the moral of the story? If you have an opportunity, shoot your shots.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll end up opening a bar.
I had nothing to lose, to be honest. That was the most interesting thing that happened to me.
I know that I don't have the money to open a bar without investors. I know this. I will never have the cash flow. I just don't. This industry does not pay enough for that. At the same time, honestly, I believe that I'm so scared of taking someone else's money to open a venue, because the responsibility of taking someone's money. It's a personal thing. I'm just sharing my anxiety and my worries. But at the same time, it's like you said, well, what do you have to lose? You're gonna you have the ideas, you have the things, you have to just commit.
You have the strength. You,
Right,
you have the team. I had the team ready to come to work for me already.
Fuck, it's amazing.
So-
and this is important. I think I talk a lot about the team is number one. Like there's no fucking way, no matter how much of a star tender you are, you cannot open a venue around your own ego. It just doesn't work. What's some of the weirdest shit that happened in the Savoy that you can talk about? I heard a cool story about Nicolas Cage.
Oh, there is a cool story how me and Riccardo from Freni e Fressioni met. You know Riccardo?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
Yes. So how did we met? So basically, he came at the Beaufort bar. I was at Beaufort bar at the time. And I was behind the bar, we had a chat. It was on a date. The girlfriend wanted to have a seat, not at the bar, but she wanted to be on the sofa, like to be like between them. And Nicolas Cage entered the bar.
No.
And he ordered a bottle of Dom Perignon. And he started to chat with random people. He was at the bar. And then you see Riccardo sitting with a girlfriend on a table. And what he did, he poured almost the whole bottle of red wine of the Barolo inside this red wine balloon glass. And he went to sit with Riccardo. And they stayed chatting for, I don't know, at least like 3 hours. So the bar closed, and Riccardo was still there sitting with Nicolas Cage and the girlfriend, which was visibly like very upset because she wanted to have like a beautiful romantic date in one of the most beautiful bars in London. And Nicolas Cage was there chatting, chatting with Riccardo like for the whole evening. I remember we were looking at him, it was so hilarious. Huh?
But man, like he's never told me the story. Also, to be honest, imagine if you on your date is gate crashed by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's not a bad
No, that's not
date.
a bad thing.
What are some of the famous people you've served?
Everybody. Jonny Depp, Guns N' Roses, everybody, man.
They used to all come to the Savoy.
Yeah, always.
What was like any celebrities that come to mind because they ordered something very strange or very particular?
Yeah. Once Jonny Depp used to drink Moscow Mule. So one day he called me at the bar, called the bar phone from his room, and it was like, Elon, can you please send me upstairs 12 Moscow Mules? I was like, all right, no worries, yeah, I send it. And I asked the butler, is Jonny Depp doing some parties? No, he's by himself. I was like, 12 Moscow Mules.
Holy shit. That's a lot of Moscow Mule.
It was fun. So once he was at the bar, no? And you know, when he's at the bar, there are people try to come in the bar because they want to take pictures and stuff like that. So he has kind of, there is a secret entrance in the Beaufort bar where VIP enter. And he wanted to go to pee. He wanted to go to the toilet. And he was like, I really need to go to the toilet, man. I was like, yeah, but you want me to escort you to the toilet with you? No, man, I don't want to go there. Take me to the staff toilet.
Oh, no.
So basically, we went to the staff toilet. And you see, like, there was like people changing there. No, they see Jonny Depp
just trying to take a piss.
And everybody was like, what the fuck is he doing here? It was funny.
We've discussed numerous times in the last 24 hours how London has changed. And we've talked about it being up, being down, left, right, center, whatever. We had a big discussion last night, not sober. And you're saying that now London's coming back up. From my memory, London started changing when Artesian's superstar team left Artesian. I think everything in London changed and London started going down the day after when they left. It felt like the king was gone. I'm not saying they were in charge of London, but it just felt like who's the next leader of the industry? And none of the people that stepped into those shoes felt like they were good enough, in my mind.
Yes.
What do you think?
When I left the Berkeley Hotel at Blue Bar, I was doing interviews to go to work in the Artesian. And I remember my first interview was with Simone. So me, I was like a fanboy, you know?
Yeah.
Fanboy in front of Simone that is interviewing you for the first time. I remember like yesterday, the first question he asked me, it was, what are you ready to lose to come to work here? So, and that's the thing is I don't think people anymore are ready to lose anything to work in a bar.
How did you answer that question? What were you willing to lose to work there?
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to that question. Still my English wasn't perfect, and I don't remember what I answered. I think I answered something like, I'm ready to lose everything I have at the moment, but I didn't have much.
Going on the back of what you're talking about, what are you willing to lose? The word passion, right? People like to throw the word passion around. I'm passionate, right? I don't think they understand how passionate is something you're willing to sacrifice for, I believe.
Yes.
Well, very passionate about,
about running
about
the
running away.
motorbikes.
But to give you an example, I learned a word in German, Leidenschaft, where apparently if you separate that word into two words, it's like passion through suffering. But the word itself is passion, but if you separate it, it's like suffering and doing. So you cannot have a passion for something without suffering for your passion, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that makes sense.
And I think that bartenders, they ultimately, if you are not working in Vegas getting 10, 13K a month in tips, cash, in Europe, you have to, if you want to do this as a career, you have to sacrifice. You have to.
You need to commit.
Yeah.
You need to commit on the career. You need to commit on the bar, because also you need to. I believe that you need to stay to work in a place for several years to make your name, make your career strong. Like you need to make your name strong in a way.
People right now in the bar industry talk about how, it was more passionate back in the day. Now the new generation, they don't give a fuck as much. I believe the schism that is happening is it's the people who are willing to sacrifice and suffer for the love of this industry. And then there's the people who just want to get by. And the industry's expanded so much, those two groups, they don't understand each other. They don't understand why these people give a fuck so much about things that they don't give a fuck about. And these people don't understand why they're okay with being so average, right?
And they still work together, they coexist.
And they have to coexist in the same place. Very often, weirdly enough, but not weirdly enough, brands will throw money and trips at mainly these guys, and these guys get upset on them. But they want to do nothing to change their position.
And especially after COVID, we had a huge wave of people that they just wanted to go back to work, but they maybe were not ready to commit anymore. COVID changed people, You cannot go back to work of 13, 14 hours per day after you stayed almost 2 years sitting in a chair, So I think people changed. I'm talking about London. I think we have a couple of years after COVID. I think London cocktail scene wasn't great. There were not many bar pushing. There were few bar pushing, but not many. While now I believe passion is back. Bartenders are again committed. There is a lot of interest. There is a lot of unity in London at the moment. A lot of bars support each other.
So there's a lot of
more than before.
Every bar community goes in waves.
Yeah.
We're super good, we're trying our best, here we are, and then everyone gets they've overworked, they burn out, they have a tough time, no one's enthusiastic, and then it goes again like this. So are we seeing a renaissance, you think, in London?
I think so, yes, absolutely.
I opened this conversation with, what do you love about bartending? Let's close it with, what do you hate about bartending?
What do I hate about bartending is...
Or the bar industry or the bar community.
Some people attitude,
What do you mean?
When bartenders have attitude, I hate it, I can't stand it.
But
when people are sergeants, they always wanna teach you something. People bars are not school, bars are for people to go and enjoy. That's sometimes bartenders, they feel they need to teach something, but...
to other bartenders or the guests?
To both. Some people might be interested, but it's not always the case, So that's something I really hate.
In Italy, we have a word for this. It's a minchiologist.
Ah, yeah.
It's a very, very famous word. If you know, you know. Is there anything you want to highlight before we sign off?
People need to a little bit go back to books and a little bit less YouTube. That's something I want to say like as a message.
Perfect. Fuck yeah. I don't know, we fucked it. Okay, let's slap. That was terrible. We did it 3 times. That's it. All right, let's drink your Moscow Mule, Mr. Blake.